Virgo, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences of the week. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card so you not only receive your forecast, but you start to build your own intuitive skill sets and have a relationship with the cards. That's the best way to do it, okay? And that's what this channel is all about. So, this is such a fab week, but you're really tired. You're kind of exhausted in the mental headset as well as the spirit. And maybe there's some things that you need to break free, like maybe bad habits, including sexual, or the way that we're thinking about people, not in a really nice, reflective way. And that's been a buildup for a while for Virgo. And that's kind of the friction that's been happening in your life to kind of motivate that change that you need to take place for yourself. But this week gives you the kind of reprieve and the rest that you need to detoxify, get balanced again, get back to heart and spirit and love, and build up that self-esteem and self-confidence and the self-love as well. Pamper yourself a little bit. And most importantly, I just want you to kind of visualize a bright light around yourself, like a new door opening up with a bunch of like sunlight pouring in, and God encouraging you to walk through it. Because in the first card placement, the general gist of the whole reading, the significator placement, is the Nine of Cups. Not only is it a journey towards the end of one heart, okay, one heart lifestyle, right? We're ending it, but the Nine of Cups in tarot means the wish card, and you don't get to that card unless you've been a good egg in the area of the heart, really trying to balance out fair and justice. That's your domain as well. We're going to visit that guy in a second, his ruler, right? So you've been doing a really good job, and the Nine of Cups is asking you right now, what do you want to wish for? But I'm not going to get that wish if your mindset is in a chaotic state, or if your emotions are in upheaval, or you're seeking like even revenge or outlets that are not healthy for you, or don't enhance your betterment or move you forward. Okay, that gets broken this week. And the way that gets done is in the stillness, right? In that peace that we can start to connect with God and the universe, your own heart and your spirit, and get real about what isn't going on in your life that's good and what's not. Getting to a grateful state of what's really appreciated, and what the goodness that you have, and those people and situations in your life that do that for your betterment and encourage and support you and build your spiritual and emotional growth. But also be able to cut the like ties or break the chains, which we're going to see in the fourth card placement, so you could be free. Be free from all that kind of negativity, living negativity, looking at other people negatively, or compromising yourself out of that kind of situation. There's a lot of that going on, and it's been a buildup for a really long time, and I kind of need to clean that garden out, right? I need to get ready for a new seeds, new harvest, a whole new thing, right? And this is the week that happens, and God's asking you, what do you really want, Virgo, as that wish? But I'm not going to give it to you when you're all jumbled, okay? And let's get into why I'm saying that, okay? So like I said, the wish card is there. It's a general gist of everything, and it's a big deal, okay? Like I said, you don't get to it unless you've been a good egg, so you need to enjoy this moment first and foremost, and acknowledge how far you've come in the journey of the hearts, right? We're winding up to the 10 of the minor arcana, and it means that life journey is over. You're letting go of one past life of the heart to enter a new domain, and God wants to design it the way you want it, okay? And what's interesting is there's a lot of tiredness, and that's why I'm encouraging just the rest, the detoxification. Make sure you're only putting not only in food and drink of what's the best for you, but also your mind. What is the best for you there too? This is time to clean up the garden of the brain set as well, because that's where everything starts for all of us, but especially for Virgo, because you rule it. And that's only validated in that second card. It's the major arcana card, the strength card. And the second card placement is what's crossing us, what's not allowing us to manifest that wish, all right? And the strength card in modern day times, you're being pulled in a lot of different directions. You have the wherewithal to do it. You want to multitask, go for opportunities, new potential, deal with what today is, maybe even wrapping up some stuff from yesterday. It's a whole lot of, like, again, that friction, that push and pull. But to the ancient tarot, it was all about getting your mindset in place, okay? Because we need to live with the lion. You'll often see the lion in the tarot deck as a representation of strength, because we need to overcome those animal instincts, right? Ego, pride, anger, rage that could stir up. And not only because sometimes we're not expressing it, that's the Virgo thing, you're bottling it up, but it's also too, it just makes you really jumbled inside because you're taking on your own energy and then you're taking on other people because you're not having that outlet to really express yourself. And that's why the strength cards appears. In the crossing card, it just means that you need to get your mind in order, right? Everything starts in our mindset. It affects our words, our actions, our approach, our attitude through the day. It affects even other people because you guys are so smart. You need to make sure you're not snapping at others, right? That's the non-exalted state of the strength card. We allow ourselves to get into that ego pride. I have to be the one that wins that fight, or I have to be the one that stands tall. But that kind of energy has been kind of like wearing you down. That's why it's in the crossing card. You know what I mean? So it's like you just need to get it into the positive domain again. That's kind of the general theme of the whole reading. Like, to get to that wish, you need to get quiet. You need to get sorted. You need to get the garbage out of your head and your heart because it's been a buildup. That's part of the Virgo lesson because you rule that domain of emotion and feeling too, along with the intellect. It's like that balance. It's never easy, but it's really can be really tough for a little Virgo, right? Okay, but it means that you've got it. And I'm going to validate this as well with going on to getting the heart and head in line, because in the third card placement, I like to say is way of God's answering on how to navigate the week. The King of Swords, and you rule the swords in a way because it's the thoughts in tarot, but to the ancient tarot, it was about our own identity and moving forth, and I think that's part of the friction here too. You want that wish, you want to move forward, you don't want to deal with the BS of yesterday, and maybe even including old habits of yourself, right? Getting into a whole new gig everywhere. That's the King to say you can do it. Throughout the whole journey of the swords, we're only asked to use our intellect, strategy, analytical thinking. I want to keep motion at a distance, but this guy, by the time we reach him, we're using our heart and our head in combination. I'm cutting away the BS with that sword, right? I know the truth. I can see it. I have that justice in my hand, but I also have the scales. I can deliver that with a soft heart and a soft tongue, right? That's what you've been learning. That's a reflection of the strength card. There's only a few cards that mean that, and these are the two of them, right? So that's just a validation. And again, it's going to be a lesson of Virgo because you rule this area. And here we come to why I'm saying about like bad habits, getting freedom to do your own thing, being your own person, who you want to love, how you want to live your life, how you want to work. I mean, it's all on hand for you right now, and it's been that way for a long time. And now we're getting to the reward stage, and I can see how tired you are. That's why I need you to regroup and clean out anything that doesn't serve your betterment. I'm asking you for that tough task to really do that, including people in situations. You really need to be honest, okay? And I'm going to have that reflection here in the fourth card. Placement is the gut of the matter. It's the major arcana card, the devil. A lot of people get spooky magooky about this guy, but it literally is like reflecting on the people and situations that we look at like, oh my God, they're devilish. They're not the right integrity, or they're shady. Definitely take a reflection of that and move yourself away from it. And if you're the one that's being not cool in the area of integrity and character and ethics, again, buying into the non-exalted state of the trait, that strength card, the pettiness, the ego, the pride that could stir up the anger and rage, that is just not cool. Okay, so let's just put that aside, and hopefully you're not doing that. And the other thing of the devil card is we can get bound into bad habits, addictions, including sex, fall into that. We could allow non-negative or negative thinking get into the better of us everywhere, and we could stay situated and stagnant in situations that no longer serve us. It's funky McGunky with the devil because the people at his feet, they have like chains on them and a little collar, but nothing's attached, nothing's locked. So it's we that's staying there in our own thinking, like from maybe a false sense of security, not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to put ourselves out there in certain ways, and not wanting to take a chance on us and doing what we really want to do with our lives, right? And that's the funky McGunky about the devil, because in the non-exalted state, the interpretation is you get that freedom. You break free of bad habits. You break free of the things and people and situations that are keeping you chained to things that no longer serve you. And you're going to be aware of this, I guarantee it, Virgo. And especially because it's sitting in that fourth card placement, like I like to say, the gut of the matter. I know you know this. So it's a real reflection that you're part of this. Again, with the wish, clean out the past. Clean out all the stuff that no longer serves you so God can fill it up with everything else, right? How can I fill up a space if it's kind of cluttered with all this kind of negativity? So really reflect on that this week so you can get to the wish, okay? And do it in a good, fair, not just to everybody else, but to yourself. Be soft and kind to yourself. Don't be, that could be a reflection. Sometimes we're taking that sword and we're aiming at our head and our heart, that ideal of perfection. And maybe this is why the devil is appearing too. Stop it. Nobody could do it. Okay. And that's just going to like kill any kind of creativity, heart. And the wish is definitely not going to get there. And I'll tell you that too. God is not going to deliver the wish if you're all cramped up, real tight, right? And all, like it's not going to happen. And I really need you to believe in yourself, and you really want to. I think this kind of stuff is just cleaning up the last bit of like I've cleaned out all the stuff in the room, and I'm coming along with the broom just to sweep up, or the vacuum, right? To get up all those little dust things and spider webs of past anxieties, fears, and insecurity that can build up of tough times. These are not easy cards to get to, okay? You don't get to any of them unless you've taken up the challenge. So again, congratulations here, okay? And this is really great because in the fifth card placement, the past reflection is the Ace of Swords. That's you emerging with your new identity, the way that you want to live your life, who you want to love, how you want to work, such and such, right? And it's built on you. Dig me, don't dig me, but you're digging yourself, and that's a beautiful reflection of the ace, right? We're surging up, and it can be a little frightening sometimes, but see how solid she is? She knows she's got that sword in her hands because she's believing in the king. She knows she can master the strength, and she knows she deserves the wish, right? Okay, so that's the Ace of Swords, and that's the past reflection. So take that strong identity and move it forward, and this is why you're kind of getting that karmic reward here, even in the present, okay? And that's why reflection is so important this week. And the sixth card placement is what's happening right now. So we got the Seven of Pentacles, the contemplation, meditation, and new moves in the material, right? And you rule the material, you rule the pentacles, you're an earth sign. It's family, home, relationship, work, our bodies, community, the way we are just in the outside world, and most importantly, the way we're thinking, right? Okay, so the seven is asking you what you want to do next. Here too, that's part of the wish. What do you want to do? And what's nice about the seven is you're kind of almost through the whole minor arcana anyway. You've had some ups and downs. You've taken on those trials and tribulations, or highs and lows, right, of the journey of the material, and you've done it. So see how he's contemplative? She's giving him the gold coin and saying, what do you want to do? It's God's gift and the universe's gift to say what's next, okay? And what's really good about the Seven of Pentacles and why the shift is happening for what you want to do next, it's a crossroads card to me, because if you really were happy, you wouldn't be at the crossroads of the seven. That's the way I just have to say it. And I think part of it is this, again, that tiredness of mental agility, spirit agility, emotional agility. You've been applying it everywhere in a lot of different ways, trying to figure out what's right for you. And there's a reward for that, Virgo, okay? And here's another reflection of that. In the seventh card placement, so the first card placement, we got the significator, the Nine of Cups, the wish card, the general gist. So just focus on that. That's really the most important thing. But here, the seventh card position gives us a reflection of the way we're feeling in self, okay? And we have several major arcana cards here, so it's kind of a really kind of big little shift here, right? And it's important. And the moon is a major arcana, and it's the mama, right? Okay, so maybe part of you want to be a mama, or be a better mama, or be a better family member, or if you're taking care of family members, cut yourself some slack. It's a good deal. But the moon, most of the time, for me in a reading, it's a past reflection, so she's done with you now. And she scares the living daylights out of you, especially in the emotional area way. Well, I have to say every way. It's not a small arc. It's like you can't get your footing, you can't get your hands on anything, and it's like you can't even see. It's like being in the dark. It's a shadowland of deep intensity. But the whole reason that the moon appears is she wants to scare the living daylights out of you. So when she's finished with you, you're not scared anymore. You're confident, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-love is at a heightened thing. But it's hard to realize that when we're walking out of the moon, right? And that's why the Nine of Cups is coming, because if you took up the challenges of the moon, baby, you deserve it all, sweeties. So that's why the moon is appearing, especially in such an important placement of self. So believe in this. It's a good karma card. It's a wish card in its own right. But again, it's another time to take some time to get your feet about you are coming out of that darkness, and reflect on like not only how much you have accomplished, how far you've come, but to believe that you've come through that darkness, not to just say, ha, 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 Virgo, I wanted to mess with you. I messed with you just so you could stride confidently forth to what you want to do with your life, whether it's love, family, home, relationship, career, yourself, community, whatever it is, it's all on hand for you. So make the wish big. don't be cheesy with that as well, because the moon delivers a big karmic reward, right? It's a big deal. It means you're coming out of Shadowland. The light is coming on you. It's really just wonderful. She's ready to hand you off to the next life lessons, and they're a lot nicer after this. So, in the eighth card placement is how other people look at you. So, if you need to change anywhere, just know that people already see you wanting to change, okay? That your heart is not happy. And again, for a Virgo, if creativity and heart and spirit get stifled or held back or just like buried, everyone loses out, but especially you. But it's really a bummer, because nobody should live in that kind of placement. But also too, because you guys are so bright and smart and so loving when you're really feeling your groove, it's just really, that's what needs to shine. So wherever you could use that to your advantage, how people look at you, the Seven of Cups is again that contemplation, meditation of new moves in the area of the heart. And what's nice about this, again, it's a reflection how far you've come in the minor journey, right? You don't get to the seven without without the hard stuff. It's not just the easy stuff. It really challenges you in a lot of ways, especially of looking at people and situations in your life and what's for your betterment. So other people look at you as moving on. So if you need to move on from these kind of devilish people or situations in your life, just do so. Okay. Just know you could do so confidently once again, right? It gives you kind of that support and that foundation to do what's right for you. Other people are going to necessarily have to buy into it, no matter if it's hurtful. And I'll also say this, if you need to move yourself from people, I've often learned, like in business, most especially, it doesn't matter how you do. You could be kind and just, right, with the king, but you could be also to a place where it makes them maintain their respect and that they can move on, right? When people get upset because they feel like they have to be offensive, they have to justify or tell their own truth or whatever, who cares about all that? If they need to move on, just giving them a space to move on so they can hold their head up high, so they don't come back and have to like bring all that anxiety and nerves stuff again. Okay, so that's just a reflection there that you can make that happen for yourself. It's for your betterment. Just remember that as well. And here again, it's just a way of showing how tired and the journey that you've taken, and you should be giving yourself such big props here, Virgo, because in the hopes and fears position in the ninth, if the outcome, like, getting close to the outcome, hopes and fears, right? It's funky McGunky, right? And the Ten of Swords means that you've taken the journey of the intellect, of your own identity, fighting for that. And again, it's never easy, but it's especially hard in the swords because it's plucking our nerves to justify, engage, have that friction, to tell our truth, or, again, just everything that comes under that kick in the boodle. Everybody has an opinion about our life. Everyone wants to give their opinion about our life. And a lot of times those swords are aimed at our own head and spirit because we're doing it because we somehow have, again, an ideal of perfection that we need to break as well. All right. And the 10 is a reward card as well because you've taken up the whole challenges of the journey of the minor arcana. That's why you've gotten to the king, because you've learned that to use head and heart. That's the journey right there. That thing you wanted to only use head for so long, and that's great. But now God's saying the reward includes the heart, and that's a reflection of it. So don't be afraid of it. All those swords are in a row. All those furies of negative thinking and that kind of stuff that plagued you no longer hurt you anymore, right? You know that, but you need that reprieve. There you are. There's God and justice, I like to say, standing over you, got your back right now, so you could take that breath. Because again, I want you to get to the stillness, to the peace, because that's where the gift is, right? That new day dawning, and it's dawning around you, and I'm sticking with it, so don't be afraid of it, all right? Buy into the rest. Don't feel like you have to run 50,000 miles a minute, especially in the head, because that's going to affect anything. That's everything here this week. Get the head in order so the heart could shine, right? And the heart could lead the day, okay? The head is clearing out the room, and the heart is going to occupy it. So that's really nice. So in the 10th position, again, an affirmation here too, in the outcome card, the Ace of Cups, the upsurge, the mystical, magical, spiritual energy of the heart, getting a renewed refresh, right? So the moon rules the tides. You were sometimes in, sometimes out, and now you're coming back in a really good place, and you're ready to emerge, get those 2 feet back on sand. And when that happens to a Virgo, getting their footing again, especially with heart, magic happens. So believe that magic is happening to you, okay? Because I think so much of it is the other people's narratives or negative experiences from the past or even the current state. But you need to be able to move past it to get to the reward and build that extra. You've already built the self-confidence and the self-esteem. I just need you to recognize it, right? And give that big dose of self-love because it's got to come from yourself, right? And I'm going to validate it here in the bonus card, the Five of Cups, the good luck in the area of the heart. But it feels kind of funky magunky here as well. You'll see the cups turned over. Sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 3. You know, it all depends on whatever deck is there. But the cups remaining is an indication that love is still flowing. Love is still held here, right? The spirit is still held here. And the rest of the cups had to pour over so you learn those emotional and spiritual lessons, right? It's not going to be the butterflies and unicorns that are going to get you there. It's the tough stuff of looking at people and situations in a realistic light. The Five of Cups is taking off the rose-colored glasses and looking and getting real. I need you to get real about yourself. I need you to get real about everybody else in the situations in your life, what stays and what goes. That's part of this wish. That builds the foundation for it because I can't have anything else clutter it. It's just mumbo jumbo, right? And that's the bonus. So go get the good luck of looking at things realistically because that gives a solid foundation of the heart, right? And you've already learned these lessons, I know it, Virgo. So go apply it in just yourself right this week. That's all I need you to do is just do you. The rest will follow. God is listening, okay? So believe, believe, believe. All right, and thank you for visiting the channel. And if you're so inclined to subscribe, that would be awesome. Everybody has been so supportive and loving. I can't say thank you enough to everyone.